You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Yes, it is not the handsome, interesting, articulate Wolvie fan. You're stuck with me, and I'm sorry for that. So, EXP free Q-Bird art. That's cool. Rob, unfortunately, where he lives with the hurricane, great. Now my computer doesn't want to work, and now it does. It dislikes me. I came back. Oh, boo! You guys are booing that I'm here, man. Where's the love? Corey was in a bad car accident. I didn't know that.
Pastor Michael has been gone for a while. He was in the accident. He just showed up the other night, so we want to welcome Pastor Michael back and glad to see he's doing better.
I wasn't told that I was supposed to get those Peach Momoko comics. So, honestly thought we'd be doing the show from the con there. Well, you know what? Well, first of all, Pastor Michael, I'm glad you're on the mend. I'm sorry to hear that, wow, you were in a bad accident. God, I hate when my computer does this. I am happy that I'm going to have to put this on silence. Hey, did everybody hit the thumbs up, by the way? Let me see. I got to fix this. So anyway, my New York Comic Con has been going back and forth. So let's see. So I came back, want to make sure my mom's okay. So I went up yesterday, and I'm going back up tomorrow. And blah, 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 blah. And then I got an email or a text from Wolvie fans saying, hey, I can't do the show. They're fixing the electricity and they're not going to be done till 8:30 tonight. So instead of canceling the show, I thought I would come in and do it. Are you okay? Do we need to order a suicide watch? No. I felt actually, I feel good about coming home and then going back up tomorrow. I had the panels yesterday. I had some meetings. So it worked out. What do you guys feel about self-driving cars? I hate the idea. I mean, it's already bad enough that there are people who can't drive, but can you imagine a self-driving car? Let's get everybody's vote because I don't have any art for sale. So did you hear Elon Musk started United States of America, Inc.? Kind of crazy, right? Let's see. Jesus Christ, I got all these Forbes articles. They keep popping up. I can't get to my... Oh, my God. Will you stop it with the news? I don't want any more news. I heard enough news on the way down. So what do you guys think about self-driving cars? Let's start there. I don't trust machines. If I'm going to get in a car, I'd rather be in the driver's seat. Good. Me too. I hate them too. Obviously, you're allowed to like them if you want. Jesus Christ. What was the other question I asked? Wow, Cuba's hit by a mass blackout. Boar's had faced multiple lawsuits. Oh, my God. How the heck does Boar hit? Apple shares rose today. Let's see. Let's see what else. You know what? I'm trying to catch up on all the comments that I missed, but friggin' Forbes kept popping up, interrupting. I had to close each one. So, what did I miss? That's good, Jay. What did I miss? What did they make fun of when it came to me?
Oh, well, let's see. We got Marcus saying that you were supposed to pick him something up for not getting him those tarot cards.
You know, Marcus, you got to do more than the Jedi mind trick when it comes to me, because I don't have a mind. So, you know, if I don't have a mind, that telepathy doesn't work. So, got to work on that, Marcus. Got to work on that. Let's see what else. So, it's funny because Rob was going to come in and talk about a lot of the 90s artists. So, as he was started with all the artists, there is no art. I didn't have anything to bring. Um, I did do my trade with you know what, let me text my let me call Jordan. Hold on, this will be funny. Let's see, Jordan. This way I can show you guys the picture. He was so it was good. I should have brought the art I got from Jordan. If I only had a brain. Graffiti equals art. Depends on the graffiti, Mr. Easy Go Lucky. Record sellout, Ruben. You guys are too funny. Hey, Jordan, listen, I'm live. Please, Marcus, don't jinx me. I'm live on the air. Can you text me that picture you took? You got it. Thanks, buddy. Bye. Dude, it's my pleasure. I love you, brother. Bye. So, Jordan bought a cover from me, and I gave him a year to pay for it. So, send Alex in with a book to sell. Alex left. I got dressed for this better. Wait, I got dressed for this what? I got dressed for this better see some art soon. If you guys want me to get art, I'll go find some art. Okay? Did the art get Comcasted? Detective 440. 442. Um, there are 6 Jim Apparel covers that many Jim Apparel fans find to be the most desirous covers. It's 440 to 445. I had 3 of them. I traded one to Michael Lovett. I need some cheap ash art. Marcus, Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti own all the ash art. No one else has it. Uh, so I can't help you there. So when I did the CavCon Live last year, Jordan approached me, but he didn't have the money for the art. And so it's Jordan. So I told him I'd give him a year to pay for it. Do you have any Doomsday Bane Phantasm art? I've got some Doomsday art, but it's really pricey, Corey. Really pricey. Um, so I'll show you guys the picture and the cover. So let me blow up the cover a little. So it's funny because Jordan was in line to get a Josh Brolin signature, and he couldn't get out of line. And so I was going to leave it with Albert, and he said he really wanted to see me, Nick. So, yeah, one more time. You can even see the text about the Josh Brolin thing. So yeah, so I had 3 of them. I think I had all even numbers too. I can't remember. The last one, or the first one that I traded was the one with Commissioner Gordon accusing Batman of murder. And let's see, hope the Pirates get sold to a real owner soon. I don't follow sports, so I can't answer that. So I sold one to Lovitz. I traded, sold, whatever. Sold one to sold it to Jordan, and then the last one, as I think you guys know, I traded with Marcus. So you know, like the old saying is, I mean, look, I've had them forever. So I'm glad they're in the hands of collectors that will love them. Although Michael Lovitz eventually did trade his to Albert Moy for some Teen Titans, which is what it is. I mean, once you trade something or sell it, it's whatever the person wants to do. But you always hit there like, oh, I thought you were going to keep it forever, but nothing is forever. Otherwise, we'd live longer, right? So who wants to come on the air? I mean, just keeping one or two. No, I only had 3 of the 6, Murdoch, and they're all gone. The last one was traded to Marcus, and that's how I got my Brave and the Bold 123 covers. You did not trade. Oh my God! Please tell me you didn't do that. Please. Oh, Jewish Dragons, that 443. I know what that sold for. That sold for the most amount of money. That one, I can't say how much it sold for. It was nuts. The valuation, I'll use the word valuation. The valuation for that compared to what I traded Marcus and I sold mine to Jordan for, you can almost consider a pittance. And this was sold before, if I remember correctly, before the pandemic. So when prices were more reasonable. Yeah, I've got 2 pages, Corey. Payout was the Dodgers spent in 2 players. Number 1 Marvel fan, you want to come on the air? Who wants to come on the air? I'll have Jay. Jay, tell you what, I'm going to tell you to do something that Todd would probably scream at me. But put the StreamYard link, pin it at the chat. If anybody wants to come on, they can come on.
Sure.
He only accepts cold cash. Yes, Andrew. Corey. Jesus Christ, I'm having a bad day. I'm tired, guys. I got back at 3:30 this morning. Can't doing Bill's show first. You know what? That's because you have taste, you have style, you're going with the best. If I were going to do shows, it would be Bill or Ruben's first. I would come in like 28th. Make 2. Any recommendations for starting art collection? Yes. Buy what you love and what you can afford. Simple as that. Don't buy anything on speculation. I mean, sometimes we talk about what the value is and the great price or what the value may be, but never buy with the intent to flip. Buy it because you love it. Oh, yeah. So Comic Art Boston. Sorry. Jordan got it, and he was as surprised as can be. And I didn't open up the package because I was running around from meeting to meeting. So I got to New York, had a meeting with Disney, went and did my ITV2 panel. I did an ITV2 panel. Then I had a meeting with Kickstarter. Then I met Jordan at Albert Moy's booth, and my Disney guy met me there. Then we went out to dinner, and then we went to the Cassidy Memorial. And Vampire Massafera covered the mail Tuesday. Oh, that's awesome, Corey. Congratulations. What did Round Guy say? I think I missed something. Round Guy. Hey, Mark Fong! To Invisible Girl art. I like that. Let's see. Round Guy. We don't have bums by any means. Okay, so that's got to be about sports. You got a Massafera, J, la 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 la. The next Alex Ross. So anyway, and I got to say my words at the memorial, and then I was reading Mark Wade's words, and after a paragraph and a half, I was just crying and couldn't read it. Somebody else read it for me. So I didn't get a chance to open Sports talk, Nick the foosball. I can talk a little bit about foosball. Foosball I can talk about. Did people mistake you for cosplay of the Penguin? They thought I was the Penguin's body double. So, like I said, if you guys really want me to go get art, I'll go find something. If you have specific art you want, I'll look for it. Nick on Monday morning. Okay, yeah, because it'll be your morning. Got it. So let's see what else. So yeah, so then and I got home at like 3:30 in the morning, and so I didn't open up the package, but hold on 1 second. This is Pam's mom. Hey Tina, I'm live on the air. What's up? Not that I know of. All right, bye. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, 50 watching, 24 likes. Come on. Just because I'm not Wolvie fan doesn't mean you shouldn't hit that like button. I mean, I get it. You guys were looking forward to Wolvie fan, and now you're stuck with me. So, Comic Art Boston. So, I believe Jordan said that you gave me something as well, which I appreciate. I need to open it. Mr. Red Jack, how is your mom and brother doing, by the way? I do keep them in my prayers. So, I hope they're doing well, better. So, I don't know. What does anybody want to talk about? Worn a wig to look like Wolvie fan. But I'm ugly, Marcus. I'm ugly. So, what's the wig going to do? It's not like my face will get better looking. Yes, Corey, if you put Namor, I'm the only Namor in there. So go in the place that says Namor for members, and you should be able to get me. How much jelly does Fred Dukes like on his PNG? Just a block. Been waiting for that show for months. La, la, la. Rob has had a terrible time. Rob himself is doing well. So what happened is that the electric company is on the street fixing the electricity, so all of his power is down while they fix it. So it's a good thing what's happening. It's a very good thing. I also saw Adam Kubert last night, and I asked him how Greg was doing, and he said that Greg's doing better. So again, keep Greg Hildebrandt in your prayers as well, guys. He's not only a living legend, but just a great guy. Keep him in your prayers and keep Jean in your prayers, his wife, because she's just so in love with him. Let's see, mom sprained her wrist. Oh my God. I hope it's not too bad, man. Yeah, November 10th. It's funny, Nick, you have a hard time selling some of your favorite artist work. Sometimes, make two. One of the things that makes it easy is the fact that I love sharing the art with you guys. And I want to grow the hobby. So selling some of my art, I don't always love it, but tell us the 20th anniversary of Dynamite tonight is part 1. Then I take away from Ruben's show. I can't do that to Ruben. Come on. I mean, it's going to be the lowest rated show ever, so may as well keep it a secret. Nick got back a haul of apparel. Anyways, I did not get back a haul of apparels, Marcus. I am quite happy with the apparels that I have. I think the only thing I would ever, outside of getting the cover to Batman 291 and 293, the covers, I would love to get the cover and complete story to Brave and the Bold 120. And then I would have 119, 120, 121, 122, 123. But you know what? I'm not making that a goal. If that ever happened, it happened. So come on, does anybody want to come on the air? Jay, just pin the StreamYard link.
It's pinned up there.
Oh, it is. All right. Come on, guys. Your links pinned. Tell us if you want to come on the air. Come on, somebody, make me look good. I always look stupid and ugly anyway, so get this going. Let's get this party. Also, wow. See, this is how quickly I lose people. We were at 50 people. Now that I'm not selling and I'm only BSing, we're down to 41 with 31 likes. Here we go with Brave and the Bold. What is your favorite comic art white whale? You know what? So I'm not even saying that word on the air, Marcus. Marcus, you should come on the air. Any New York Comic Con spoilers you can give us? Give me a minute to answer Dan's question. So I don't have any white whales. I really wanted the cover to Crisis number 8 to go with the complete story, but I'm never going to get it, and that's okay. I've got Crisis number 8. I really would like Alpha Flight number 1 cover to go with the complete story. I'm never going to get it. Oh, you're watching at work? Okay, Marcus, no worries. Take a bathroom break. Just don't tell anybody. Um, so I'm happy, Dan. I mean, will I pick up art if I like it? Yeah, but I have no passion to, not that I don't have a passion. What's the best way of saying it? I don't feel like there's anything I'm missing that I need to get because I am so blessed. I'm happy with what I have. Any stories about crazy finds? No, really crazy finds in the wild. Good acoustics. uh, so yeah, I mean, I'm not even the Brave and the Bold 120 complete book and cover. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I really do believe what I say. Be happy with what you have. Don't be jealous, envious, whatever word you want to pick of what you don't have. Anything to nick and expect top dollar. I mean, look, top dollar is fair. Just overpriced, I can't do. I don't know. I mean, look, if you had the Crisis 8 cover, you know, you might be able to negotiate that with me. If you had the Alpha Flight 1 cover, you might be able to negotiate that with me. I'm not going crazy. There's no white whale, you know. I would nick, but oh shoot. I would nick, but I have a new NSF label. Plus, I may have stretched the logos, got dressed a little. Oh, okay, I got it. NFSW. I don't know what NFSW is, but
not safe for work.
I guess I can't offer anything. Mr. Meet super talented Ricardo Federici paintings. Oh, Mr. Redjack, when did you go? Yesterday or today? Do you have a single favorite? Make 2. Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8. John Watkins page. He didn't do a lot of comics before going into the movie. I think you own my white whale. What's your white whale, Dan Wickline? Not a single one of you 50 guys is willing to show your face on camera. Well, now you understand better when I say how hard it is to get guests for show and tells. Man, I wish I would have seen you yesterday, Mr. Redjack. Mr. Redjack's always been so kind to me. Last year, when I was at the convention and Bill was doing Scott Collins art, he put a page for me. So thank you, Brian. Cap 189 cover. Well, Dan, I'll give you the same offer. Matter of fact, I'll give you a different offer than I gave Jordan because I know that Jordan was actually able to sell some stuff to pay for it. I mean, it took him a while, but that's okay. Doesn't echo on anything that Jay would consider as real. What was the toughest, most complicated, longest negotiation buy or art for you that you really wanted? Let's let's see. At the end of the day, celebrating someone's creative talent to bring joy into the world is the point. You're right, Pastor Michael, and that's the other thing. I don't have to worry about buying art when I can just enjoy the comic. Internet there sucks. Hey, Murdoch, come on the air, and if the internet cuts out, it cuts out. Just come on the air. Make two, no big deal. I still want that Thundar gig. Eric, we got somebody. Sorry, man. This is still technically social media. Your social, exactly, Ruben. Matter of fact, most social media these days is antisocial. This is more social. Seemed like the deal I made with Nick took the long. It did take a long time, Marcus. I love that cover. That was my favorite of the three covers, and it was because it really, really just that was so beautiful. It was like a Neil Adamish Batman. I just say I'm lying on my couch now, like maybe another Friday. You could just do the face up, Brian. It's all the face up. So yeah, Marcus, that was the hardest one for me to do. That and the one I did with Jordan is beautiful. I mean, the one I did with Jordan with Batman hanging with the plane coming. Yeah, the woman with the classic Jim Aparo frightened face. And it was like a mix of Kaluta. It was Aparo with a mix of influence by Kaluta and Adams. But then the one I traded to Marcus, that was like just, and it was the first one Marcus got. Marcus got the first one. I'm checking something to see if I have a picture of it. Let's see. Do I have a picture of it handy? Yeah, I mean, it's all cool. Let's see. You don't even have to turn on your camera. Yeah, you don't have to turn on your camera. You can just come on and talk. It'll be fun. So I'll tell you the longest thing I waited for, and it wasn't. I think a few people have heard this story. I'll just say it again. By the way, did everybody hit the thumbs up? I'm just going to ask again. Hope you don't mind me asking. Because we're at 33 likes, but 46 watching. Let's see. Ruben should go on. Yeah, Ruben, come on if you want. Hey, Nick, you own any original art from the 2014? I own the cover to the Alex Ross cover, the painted cover by Alex to that. Having pumpkin pie with whipped cream and turkey sandwich. Oh man. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. So next week we'll do like a blockbuster week, okay? And if you guys really want me to go get some art, I'll go get some art. So I've told the story, so I'll try and go a little bit quicker. 1998. If I was to get a Casada cover, what's an average price I should look at? That's because someone has some online and it's from 10K to 5K. Is that what they wrote for? Johnny, you got to tell me what the cover is. I can't give you an answer without telling me what. If that's a Daredevil cover, I'd say that's cheap. If that's a Ninja cover, I'd say that's cheap. If that's a Ray cover, I'd say that's high. Without knowing what the cover is and what year, I can't give you a good answer. A lot going on. Don't miss the crazy crowd at all. Hit it 47 times. Yeah, you might be reaching for that number. So we're doing the signing on the first DC Absolute edition of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I find out that Jerry Ordway owns the entirety of Crisis 8. Let's see. Those are beautiful. Thanks, Corey.
Nick, somebody took you up on your offer.
Cool. Who is it?
Hey, brother.
Hey, what's up, Dan? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. I
thought you were up at New York Comic Con this weekend.
I was, and then I decided to come back, and I'm going to go back up tomorrow. I just had a lot of work to do, but Rob was supposed to do the show, Wolvie fan, but they're fixing. I think he lives in Tampa. No, not Tampa, Miami. I can't remember. and they were fixing the electricity in this neighborhood, so all the electricity is down till 8:30 or 9 tonight. We are not going to talk about the K word, Marcus. The K word is banned. The word that begins with a K and ends with an A is banned.
That's right. You don't even see this up here. That's not even there.
So just real quick, I think like 18 years go by, because this is like 1998, and then in 2014, 15, I don't remember when. Koala, that's right. Koala will say.
There you go.
I was always politely. Jerry at one point had told me if he ever breaks up the book, he would give me a page, and I emailed him, and he said he was finally ready to sell it. And I emailed him in like August, but he said he didn't want to talk about it till close to the end of the year. And Crisis on Infinite Earth is my favorite all-time story, and Crisis 8 is my single favorite book. When you say the Hurricane, I'm assuming you mean the wrestler, Ruben.
Or the hockey team, something other than, yeah.
No. Who cares about hockey, please? That's right, Shane Helms. That's the only Hurricane that matters. And I talked to Will Gabriel, and Will gave me a range of prices. So I know who you meant, Ruben. It's also got the song, This Is the Story of the Hurricane. So I get some advice from Will, and I'm talking to Jerry, and he's like, finally on Halloween, I think it was. And he's like, look, I was offered this 10 years ago, so I'd like to get at least that. And I said, Jerry, let me tell you something. I got good news. My lowest price is higher than the price you're telling me. Rosie superhero training. Oh my God. Dan, I have noticed that you wear a variety of sports bats. Do you have a favorite team or sport? What's your favorite team or sport? Inquiring minds? No.
Yeah. Top is football, and I'm a Carolina Panther fan, which I know it's really weird being on the West Coast, but yeah, that, and I switched that and the Dodgers hats, especially with them in the playoffs right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I said to Jerry, I said, here's my A offer. It's a fair offer, but fairer to me than to you. Here's my B offer. It's equally fair. Here's my C offer, still fair, but fairer to you than to me. And here's my D offer, where I don't care. I just want this. Oh no, what have I missed? Why is Nick home? TJ, you'll have, just real quick, Wolvie fan couldn't do it. I ended up going to New York yesterday, and I'm going tomorrow. So, sorry, I got home at 3:30 in the morning. So, Jerry, being the gracious guy that he is, saying, if you don't mind, I'll take C. And I said, not only do I not mind, I offered it to you. So, he then said, let's deal with this in the new year. I don't want to have the income this year. I'll wait till next year. No, I'm like, oh, come on. It's Halloween. I got to wait 2.5 months. But what are you going to do? Jerry's such a sweetheart. So I emailed him before Thanksgiving. And I was like, hey, man, I was just thinking with the holidays coming up, maybe I can come in, maybe Black Friday, post date a check, or I can come in over Christmas. And he was like, well, I really don't want to do it till closer to the beginning of the year. I haven't seen anything new at dealers' booth. Seems like same stuff. If it makes you feel better, I'm working my first overnight shift tonight. Sorry, guys. So I'm like emailing him right before Christmas. I'm trying to be polite, but I'm anxious as a school, whatever, boy, school, girl, whatever I am. My first name is Nicola, so it might be a schoolgirl. Um, so I'm like, hey, I could come in, give you a post dated check, and you know, uh, take the art, blah blah blah. Hey, Galaxy Rangers. TJ, nothing on that front, but thank you for the kind words. So anyway, so we finally established that I'm going to go up there. I think it was January 5th, which was a couple of days before I went to the UK to talk to the Ian Fleming people about our James Bond license. So the night before I'm supposed to go there, I'm told that there's going to be a snowstorm, and snowstorm being a relative thing, it was going to be like 6 inches of snow. And I get an email from Jerry, and this is like Christmas Eve to me. He's like, "Hey man, we're getting a bad snowstorm. How about we reschedule?" And I know, Mr. Easy Go Lucky, I'm sorry. Here, let me drink a little bit more soda. Maybe that'll help. So, hey, Coca-Cola, huge fan. Can you sponsor us? So
Jerry's
Oh,
laying hard.
my pleasure, Comic Art Boston. Any plans for another John Wick series? Not right now, Daniel. So real quick, so Jerry emails me the night before. I probably respond in 3 seconds, like, no, that's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Now I'm supposed to be there by 3 o'clock, but the snowstorm absolutely slowed everything down. Nick, nothing stand. No, nothing. So the next day it's snowing. I'm supposed to be there at 3, and I'm calling Jerry like as it's getting closer to 3 because we're going really slow. He's not picking up the phone. I'm like, oh my God, he must be pissed at me. Oh God, I hope he, still sells me the art. I'm friggin' late. I think I got there. So like I got there at like 5:35, 5:50. I can't remember. He lives like it's like the teeniest, tiniest street, and it was all ice. It's like back road, all ice. Took a half hour to go like 3/4 of a mile because I was going really slow in the snow. So I finally get to his house. I knock on the door, and he opens the door. I'm like, "Hey Jerry, I'm really sorry I'm late." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, man. I knew the snowstorm was slowing you down." I was like, "Okay, you're gonna hear a lot of messages on your phone." He's like, "Oh, my kids were home for the holiday. I've been cleaning all day, doing wash. I actually didn't have my phone near me." I was like, "Okay, don't listen to the messages," because I think one of the messages was like, Jerry, I'm really sorry that I'm running late. I mean, look, my friggin' head went to, you know what? I'm flying to the UK. You never know what can happen. Maybe I'll die in a plane crash. I got to get this crisis art before I go. I had to get to use the bathroom, and it was a deal breaker. So I'm like, hey, I can give you the check and leave. It's like, no, come in. I go in. He shows me all this art that he has. I mean, he's got Bern Hogarth, Tarzan, and Wally Wood, and so much of his own art. And it's just like, wow. So at the end, when he's giving me the art and I'm handing him the check, I'm like saying some words that I wish I could shove back in my mouth. And he was like, I said, so what made you finally decide to sell this? I'm like, shut the F up. What are you saying? Are you getting him to change his mind? And he said, look, I love this story. So, by the way, usually the penciler keeps 2/3 of a book and the inker gets a third. But with Crisis 7 being double sized, George kept number 7, Jerry kept number 8. So he said, I feel like it's going to a good home, and that makes me happy. And then I left. And then it took me even longer to go down that little street because it was even, I don't know if you can say it was icier, but it was dark at that point. And then I went to Spencer Beck's house to pick up more Joe Quesada Daredevil art. So, and that's how I got my Crisis 8.
This entire story sounds like a first date. Yeah.
Am I the only one who lost audio? Mike Asbel, I think you were the fortunate one to lose audio. Let's see. Nick No Chains Barrucci. Guys, I looked at that art so much. The Booch, thanks. When I was telling the story to Pam, she was like, "You're getting goosebumps." I said, "I know." I said, "Pam, I waited whatever it was, 16, 18 years for this. I never thought this was going to happen." So, hey, it took like 35 or whatever years to get Brave and the Bold 121 cover. And man, that was just luck. So, but yeah, look, that's why I say there is nothing out there that I look at right now and say I have to have it or I'll be unhappy, because I've got so much. I really have so much. It's also what makes it really easy to sell some of my favorite art to you guys and at some great deals, because I'm blessed. So I want to bless everybody else at his drive home and ignored all the deer he ran over. How old were you when you got your first page? Did you get a sketch or published work first? So Daniel, I was getting art in my early teens. I would do conventions up and down the East Coast, Great Eastern conventions, Serendipity conventions, creation conventions. I bet Nick played with his belly button when he got the. I don't get that part. Why play with my belly button, Corey? How long had Pam been waiting? I think I got home at like 7 in the morning. Because then I had to leave Spencer's and it was a long drive home. And I was really torn at Spencer's because I'm looking at the Crisis art, but I'm looking at the Quesada art. That number one Marvel fan, I'm happy to sell you the Dazzler page. I told you this. Email me, we'll work it out. I got some more John Romita Jr., so I'm fine with selling that Dazzler page. Oh, it's a movie. I don't remember that in Dodgeball, but that's a great movie. I will be. The good thing, Mark, is I'm only 20 minutes from my house, so I'll be fine. I hope.
Is Crisis 8 so big to you because the Flash part of it, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I said. So all right. So I'll tell this part of the story too. Man, I can blabber, man. Jesus. I'm not even moving my hands. I'm Italian. Usually you talk a lot because you're moving your hands. All right, we're up to 40 likes, guys. Let's get a few more likes. Come on. Nice and deep like the car wash scene. Don't remember that from Dodgeball either, and I love that movie. So when Absolute Crisis came out, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Alex Ross came down to sign the books one day, and a couple of days later, Jerry Ordway, Dick Giordano, and Mike DiCarlo came down to sign them. Smiley face and sign, and we'll claim it for a reasonable price. All right. It'll be a donation to a charity, mate, too, and I'll make you decide how much the donation is. So I'm telling Marvin and George why Crisis number 8 is so important to me, how it was just mind-numbingly so well written and so beautifully drawn. And I'm saying that the reason... Oh, you got to get some Ordway Power Shazam, buddy. It's some of his best work. And I said, I know a lot of people talk about Crisis 7 and Crisis 7, Supergirl dies a hero's death, saving Kal-El in front of everybody. And look, I'm getting goosebumps again. But Crisis 8, I hate you guys and love you for the way you killed the Flash. Is it John Mancuda? Because I think he still owns 3 covers. Nick cried for Barry. I did. Marcus cried for Optimus Prime. Yeah, I think he did. I didn't say I could care less about Supergirl. So I said, look, Barry was beaten and broken on, was it Quard? The Psycho Pirate was mixing his emotions, driving him crazy. That's a great issue. The Villain War. I said, but Barry was beaten and broken. Look, I'm getting more goosebumps. And knowing that he was going to die alone, dismantled the Anti-Monitor's mechanism to give the universe just a little bit more time. And that was a real hero's death. And Marv is cracking up, and George is about to say something, and Marv was like, George, Nick should tell this story to Jerry when Jerry comes in a few days. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll tell Jerry the story. He did a great job inking it. I tell the story to Jerry with Mike DiCarlo. So Mike DiCarlo, Jerry, and Dick all lived in Connecticut. So they came down on the train together. And so I tell this story, and Jerry's got this stoic look on his face, like, oh, that's interesting. And Mike DiCarlo's cracking up, and Giordano's got a smile on his face. I'm like, look, what do you want me to tell you? I'm a geek, okay? It's my favorite comic, my favorite series. I was like, I know everybody loves Watchmen, and for me, I'll say something sacrilegious. Watchmen comes in about 5th as one of my favorite series. For me, it's Crisis, Dark Knight, The Shadow, American Flag, the Howard Chaykin Shadow, right, then Watchmen. Thank you, Make Two, and popped up with I know. That was fantastic. Matter of fact, the page in Crisis 8 is an overlay to use what was there. So Jerry's like, well, you know how usually in the comic a penciler keeps 2/3 of a book and the knicker. Oh yeah, so Dick like kicks Jerry in the leg. He's like, why don't you tell the kid? Like I said, Mike DiCarlo's laughing. Dick's got a smile. Jerry's like, oh yeah, wow, that's interesting. And Dick like kind of taps his leg with his foot, and he's like, why don't you tell the kid? And he's like, well, penciler keeps 2/3, inker gets 1/3. Well, Crisis 7 was double sized. George kept that. I kept Crisis 8. I swear to God, my jaw not only fell, it cracked the concrete underneath. And you know what? That honestly, and Jerry remembered that. And I just got really lucky. So, that's why I'll repeat it one more time. That's why I say, putting together the Brave and the Bold, I really never thought it was going to happen, putting all 3 issues together. Got really lucky getting that last page from Larry Wilson. He and I had talked about it years before that, and he said he would reach out, and he forgot. He put it on CAFCON Live, which is fine, no matter who he's talking to, though. And then Marcus. I mean, I feel bad. It did take a long time for us to put the deal together. Marcus was very patient with me. It was just hard for me to wrap my head around giving up that cover. And then Marcus was so gracious. He even threw in the JLA Avengers page by George Perez to sweeten the deal, which I'm eternally grateful for. That's awesome, Jewish Dragons. Thank you. That was a dream come true, reprinting the Chakian Shadow. Also, the Mike Coluto, Hitler's Astrology, that was also a dream come true. Not bad for somebody who never wanted to be a publisher. I never, ever, ever wanted to be a publisher, Dan. When I'm on Ruben's show November 10th, I'll explain why. But Marcus, thank you. I am eternally grateful that you helped you were the catalyst in not only getting your cover, but then getting the cover for Mike Carlin. So Dan, now that I've talked so much and you just sat there looking pretty with all your awesome action figures, what do you want to talk about?
Well, actually, I am curious about.
I am not telling Dan about bagging and boarding.
I'm curious about all these the Dynamite announcement that just came out. I mean,
okay, cool.
I mean, first thing, Herculoids, which Silverhawks. I mean, these are all the stuff I grew up watching.
Yeah,
and I'm a little hurt. I didn't get a call to maybe write one of these, but that's fine. But how is all this? First thing, is this the bulk of it, or are we going to get more? I mean, you just keep doing DuckTales. You freaking DuckTales. These are just some great announcements that are coming out.
Look at what Marcus wrote. Talking karma. Good karma. Everyone see the new Sentinel coming out from the animated series? What's Sentinel?
Is that the new Marvel book, Sentinels?
Oh, but it says from the animated series. CJ says, guys, explain what the Sentinel is. What do you got in the private chat, Jay? I don't have the StreamYard up.
I was just telling Dan just a second.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if Nancy was here. So, what were we talking about? What was I saying?
Oh, the giant. I think he's talking about Sideshow. They're putting out.
Oh, okay. No, but what was I talking about before that popped up? Actually, Jay, do you remember what I was saying before that popped up and I got distracted?
We were talking about the new announcements for Dynamite.
Oh, okay. You know what? Before I want to take a poll. You're out to dinner with a business colleague. You order some food. You're at a decently fine restaurant.
So a steakhouse.
Molly tells us Mandora, the Evil Chaser, and Stargazer work for the same agency. You're eating, and all of a sudden you see a bug coming out of your fries when you're having steak free. A little bug. What do you do?
If it's just one?
Yes.
You kill it quietly and you just try to keep going. It's a business dinner.
I want to see what everybody else says, and then I'll say what I did. What does anybody else do? You're at a business dinner, and there's like one little bug fly that comes out of your French fries. You're having steak and French fries. What do you do at that point? I'm curious. And the option can be anything. Send it back, eat the bug, kill the bug, break an ashtray on the floor, put the glass in. What's your answer? This will be curious. And Forever Evil was fantastic. I mean, Jeff Johns, order extra ketchup. Wouldn't eat them, keep quiet. Is my partner also having fries? No, only you, Pastor Michael. I'm so glad you're back, Pastor Michael. I actually don't like ketchup. If I like ketchup, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not a ketchup person. Remember Hudson Hawk? You saw Hudson Hawk, right?
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Giant moth leather dressing was trying to flap its wings. So what did you do then, Ruben? Though, what did you do? That's my question. And were you like with family, friends, or business? But all right, so you saw Hudson Hawk?
Absolutely.
Remember when Hawk like gets thrown out or something and lands in the Italian Plaza with what's her name? I forget her name. The nun, and he orders food, and he asks for ketchup, and the waiter walks away. Ketchup, ketchup. All the Americans always want ketchup. I'll be at Morning Sunday for Parents First. Oh, that's nice, Corey. It's Thomas. It is a great, terrible film. I love that film.
Oh yeah, I can't think of the song "Swing on a Star" anymore without thinking of that.
Right?
Yellow, you know.
Yep. So what I did was I just killed the bug and kept eating. I was like, what are you going to do? I was in New York 15, 16 years ago with Jay Lee, and we were eating at Houston's, and there was a charred hair in my French fries. That's right, Pastor Michael, extra protein. And I didn't finish it. I ate a little bit more just to not, but I did. I left like a quarter of the steak and a lot of the fries. So I'm at the dinner with Jay, and there's like a singed hair, and Jay's like, "Let me look at this." He takes the hair out of the fries, and he's like, "Here, we're in New York. There's rats, there's bugs, there's everything. Who cares if there's a hair in your fries?" So anyway, what were we talking about before I got into this? Oh, all the books.
Yeah.
We still have a lot to announce. We've been very fortunate. We've got a good relationship with Warner Brothers and Disney, and it continues to expand. If it's just a fly, shoot away. If it's a roach, it wasn't a roach.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, no, it was like a little bit of I was dining with some associates. Mouse climbed up the leg of someone next to me. He screamed like a girl on fire. I would have screamed too. Was it a kinky hair? I don't know. It was a charred hair. Wife's hair gets in. That's your wife's hair, though, Jay. Send it back. Your client notices you ate it, and we'll think you settle for low quality. But I didn't let them know. I didn't let anybody know, Marcus. I just kept it quiet. I just kept going. Somebody wants me to do a sketch, and I can't remember who. All right. I'm a terrible artist.
That was make two. See if I can find. Here
Marvel fan says if a bug is in his food, he will be eating free that night as he'll be sending it back. Yeah, that's the problem with eating with creators and stuff. They observe everything.
That's the Green Hornet in his mask. Are you sure you want that? That's all I could do. Let's see. We will talk about a show soon, Ruben. Oh, my God. So, see, you guys, down to 38 people watching. Oh, my God. I killed the entire show. I should have had you do the show, Dan. Then people would stick around.
I'm trying to figure out how to hijack some of your guests over or some of your audience over to my show.
Well, Dan has a show 5 o'clock every Thursday, guys. You should check it out.
Yeah, we talk about all things pop culture. So, you've been checking out the Penguin series?
I have. It's really good. Mark Strong did a good job of replacing John Turturro.
He did. It's almost seamless. I mean, it's such a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that last episode with Sophia, Jesus.
So is this only 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it feels like more because all the Marvel stuff we've been getting is like a half hour, 45 minutes, and these are all like an hour.
And unfortunately, I mean, I haven't watched Agatha, but I mean, since WandaVision was great. I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I felt like Baron Zemo made it. Without Baron Zemo, that show wouldn't have been as good. No spoilers. but I feel like, and this is no disrespect, but maybe because Penguin is focused in a standalone movie, I think it's better than any other comic book show on TV right now. Although I really do need to check out Superman and Lois. I hear that's fantastic.
What I've seen of it, I really like. I haven't had a chance to watch all of Superman and Lois, but I think the reason that DC's succeeding with the Penguin and why I think the Batman did well is because they're not doing superhero stuff.
Right.
The Batman is a classic film noir, and Penguin is a gangster story.
It is a total gangster story. By the way, the woman playing Sophia,
Christine Milioti.
Yeah, you know she was actually in The Sopranos.
Yeah, that was one of her first roles.
Made a bet with Matt Murdock. Would you, that make them both daredevils? Well, either way, to deal with the devil.
Yep.
Let's see, Nick. Who is your favorite artist who's worked on Dynamite Comics? I take the fifth on that because that's like asking me who my favorite kids are. You know, I am not going to answer that. Sorry, Corey. You know, my favorite movie what's your favorite movie with Mark Strong?
Ooh. You know, I really like him in Kingsman.
He was good. I wouldn't put that as favorite, but he was good. You ready for this? Rock and Rolla.
Oh wow, that's
He was out of this world in Rock and Rolla.
Yeah. That's
the famous Archie slap. You give someone a good slap, and it'll bring them back to their childhood.
Yeah, whenever I think of Mark Strong, I think I'm in like either villain roles but yeah, I forgot about Rock and Rolla.
Yeah, Perez did a couple of Dynamite covers. He did like 4 Darkness versus Ashes. He did a Red Sonja. He did a Vampirella. I think that's one of Guy Ritchie's best movies, Thomas Bishop. I mean, look, when Johnny, what's his name? He goes up to the bouncer saying, "What's your name? I want to write it down." And the guy starts talking and he starts stabbing him with a pencil. It's like that. Listen, I won't say I almost got stabbed once, but what I don't understand is if you're getting stabbed and you're like, why are you doing that? It's like, freaking punch the guy, you know? And we always got to remember the one rule in Guns and Knives: run from a knife, go into the gun and take it away.
Yes.
That's how Nick's business did go.
Yeah. You don't know how you're going to react though at those moments. You ever
run.
I was working retail many years ago, and somebody was trying to rob the cash register or the front register, and I walked up, and the guy turned around and he had a gun, and I didn't run. I did the weirdest thing. I looked at him and I said, "You know, I'm as big as a freaking bear, so if you don't kill me with one shot, I'm going to rip your effing head off."
Oh, really? I would have went the other way. I would have said, here's a register. You want me just to get out and give it all to you?
Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't click in those situations, but I do the wrong reaction. I really do.
Make too. I did start Dynamite, and if you watch Ruben's show November 10th, I'll be telling why. I'll give you the whole story. Squealed like a girl and peed my pants. That would be me, Marcus. Or are you saying that is me? Well, yeah, TJ. we lost our Marvel license, and I had a choice between firing 40 to 60% of my staff or trying publishing. I never wanted to be a publisher. I tried it, and we called it Dynamite for. I mean, again, I'll get longer into it at Ruben's show, but so one of the two reasons why we called it Dynamite and not Dynamic Forces is because A, there were retailers who wouldn't support a collectibles company, and B, I didn't know if it was going to last. Let's see, well, if you grew up in West Philly, yeah. Well, I used to work in West Philly and then a few other places. You'd want to move to Beverly Hills. Actually, I used to drop off comics at the Fat Jacks in West Philly, and then I would go to Fifth and Olney, two of the worst places in Philly. I don't have an Uncle Phil, so I wouldn't have that, at 4 a.m. because I used to break down comics at Fat Jack's and then deliver books to stores for an extra $20 a load. So whatever it took to make a buck, almost whatever it took.
So at what point, I know you're saving these stories for the other show, but at what point did you go, oh, I guess I am a publisher?
When I did an interview with TV Guide 2 or 3 years in, and they were interviewing me on Battlestar Galactica, and they asked, so we were using the name Jay Allen as our PR person, a mix of Jay Garrick and Barry Allen, because Barry Gordon or Hal Allen seemed too obvious with Cousin Carlton. Hey, man, only cool people can do the Carlton. Just remember that. And I'm not cool, so that was actually a great episode of Fresh Prince when they're both trying to get into the fraternity, and the guy says Will can get in, but Carlton can't, and Will's like, I'm not joining then. So, but what was I talking about before this? So the interview with TV Guide, I'm like, oh yeah. You can use, you can quote Jay Allen, our PR person. He's like, well, you're not Jay Allen. I was like, well, actually, that's my pen name because, blah, I'm trying. He's like, listen, this is TV Guide. I'm either interviewing Nick Barrucci or I'm killing the story. So Barrucci is spelled Barrucci. By the way, Ron Moore, nicest guy in the world. Took 6 months to get on the phone with him. He looked at 4 pitches. He said he liked one pitch. He gave notes on another. He asked politely not to run with the other 2. And then he gave us story ideas to do that he would never get to. He's like, either this is going to be too expensive to do or we're never going to get to it. Such a nice guy. And I've worked with some people that were real pricks. Excuse my language. But Ron Moore was just a sweetheart, a professional. Just couldn't get luckier.
I'm curious. We talked about White Whale for comic art. Do you have a White Whale licensing? Do you have a licensed property? You're like, I would love to put that out, but it hasn't happened.
You'll find out in February.
So it has happened.
Only took, I don't know, 16 years.
Whew.
We got cut off. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Actually, there are 2 licenses. One, I met with the rights holder back in 2006 or 2008. And the one that I started talking to a license holder about in 2009, 2010. I wish that I put in the proposal for the Futurians and then got ignored, #1 Marvel fan. I think we put in a good proposal for it. I do have some great crossovers that we're going to be announcing soon. We tried to announce one of them at New York Comic-Con, but we didn't get to it. But it's going to be huge. So, what host did you work with a lot on QVC? It was a lot of different hosts, TJ. I can't remember all their names, but Steve Bryant was a great one. John Clemens at Home Shopping was a great one. Saturday Dynamite Morning Universe. The Elementals, we tried to do that, and the whole thing fell apart. Number one Marvel fan. I gave up on that.
There's one license that I don't know why no one's ever done.
Go for it.
Frighteners.
Who, what?
The Frighteners. Michael J. Fox movie. It's not Del Toro. It's
Fright Nurse or Fright Night, or am I getting confused?
Frighteners.
It's Peter Jackson. He did it. It was going to be a Tales of the Crypt. They decided it was too good on its own, so they moved it to be a movie by itself. It's Michael J. Fox. Basically, he can see ghosts.
Okay. When did it come out?
Oh, this would have been late 80s, early 90s.
Send me a link. TJ James is saying it's a Frighteners.
Yeah, Frighteners.
I thought you said Fright Nurse. That's why I'm like, what?
Oh, no, Frighteners.
That might be a different movie.
Yeah, really? Okay.
No,
Okay.
Frighteners with Michael J. Fox, and Chi McBride was in it. John Astin had a small role in it as a ghost.
By the way, I will say one thing about Michael J. Fox. That guy's a friggin' real man. Because there's a guy who kept his Parkinson's to himself. When it started to show, he kept his hands in his pockets so that nobody saw his hand shaking. And, many years later, he still lives with it, deals with it. I would have given up a long time ago. So my hat's off to that guy. I don't know that I could have lived with it. Night Nurse would be fun. Fright Nurse by night. Yeah, so there's a couple. I will say signed the license for both those properties. So
nice.
Actually, one of the sad parts is one of the licenses John Cassidy was going to be involved in. Mm-hmm. It's one of both of our favorite properties. I'll be dedicating that to him. I'm really, really disappointed. Jesus, that makes it sound like something small happened. My regret is that we didn't get to do it while John was alive.
Yeah. I only got to meet him a couple times, but he was just so nice and just so talented.
That wasn't the show I was involved with, TJ. Humanoids.
Humanoids.
I have to think that that's about Cassidy working at Humanoids.
Oh, yeah.
I think. I don't know. What else we got? Are you talking about the reboot TV series that was on Hulu Goo? I like that. I like that show.
Well, there was an old cartoon series called Reboot as well. It was
CGI?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Inhumanoids.
Inhumanoids. Doesn't ring a bell. I know the Insectoids and don't know about Inhumanoids.
If only I had a little machine that I could type in Inhumanoids and see what it says.
Oh, we don't have that technology yet. It's years away.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
How many pieces of technology? Okay, yeah, the Inhumanoids were like action figures and stuff. That would be interesting. I don't know if anybody would buy it, but that would be interesting. If it was in Star Trek, it would be created. Let's see, CGI cartoon. Yeah, okay. So reboot that one. Okay, there was a reboot TV series last year with. Oh my god. The one comedian, Paul Glazier, was in it. He was fantastic. I mean, what the heck is it? What a renaissance that actor is having, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
I mean, just like everything he's in, he's fantastic in. Even playing Stan Lee on The Boys.
That's right. Forgot about that. Yeah, the creator. Yeah.
When he walks in with what's his name? Soldier Boy. With the two 70-year-old women, and Paul Glazier goes, "You do realize I'll never be able to fire these women now." Oh my god, I do not need NFL Super Pro. You're not supposed to talk about who wins. It destroys it for people not watching yet. It's like that episode of Jerry Seinfeld, the first time you meet Kramer. And Kramer walks in, and Jerry taped the game, and he's watching it. And Kramer goes, "Well, the Yankees really blew that one." He picks up the phone. "Hello, it's Jerry. Whatever you do, don't tell me what happened in the game." Duckman in comic form. Are we talking about from Pretty in Pink? That Duckman?
No, Duckman was a cartoon series.
Yeah, TJ, I was not part of that show. What cartoon series was Duckman?
Trying to. I just remember it being a cartoon series, but it was almost like a Howard the Duck type of thing, where he lived in a regular world.
Okay.
So I've got the knowledge, just sometimes it's not easy to access it.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I thought you were talking about John Cryer, Pretty in Pink. Duckman. Now I got to look up what Duckman is.
Trying to remember the actor. I think it was Jason Alexander played Duckman. Or voiced Duckman.
Oh, I kind of remember this. Who owns it? It was Jason Alexander. Who is the rights holder? Duckman.
Questions that very few other people actually ask.
Producers. Kleski, Cuopo, Reno. Okay, it's Paramount Television. I'll note it. I'll note it. How about The Critic now that Tarantino's not doing the movie? How about The Critic? What
You mean
critic?
the John Lovitz animated series?
Okay, now I got to look at that.
That would be I'm not sure how Tarantino would have done that as a movie.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, The Critic, there's one that came out in 2023 with Ian McKellen. Is that the one?
No, he's talking about the cartoon.
Okay. He wasn't watching his monitor while describing the book. He kept running his finger across his proof I stopped laughing enough to stop it. Oh, I don't know very much about. Yeah. So The Critic cartoon. The Critic. So what was Tarantino supposed to do? A live action?
Yeah, I cannot fathom how he would do a live action version of the cartoon. It was just him living his life. It was almost like a Seinfeld thing, but he was also a film critic. It's just.
Yeah, I don't know how I can turn that into a comic.
No. Yeah, it does sound like a bad TV sketch, I think you could probably do more with guys on film than you could The Critic.
So what are you going to be talking about next Thursday, Dan?
I'm probably going to dig a little deeper into Wiccan now that we know who Teen is on Agatha, trying to kind of fill in the gaps now that we're going into that very weird part of Marvel history with Wanda and her kids, and how they're translating that for television since Mephisto hasn't showed up yet.
It was really Mephisto all along. How is that?
They did name drop him, though.
How is that show?
It is very close to WandaVision. It's a good successor to WandaVision. Okay. So if you like WandaVision, it is picking up a lot of tropes. It has that. In the beginning, it's kind of a Mayor of Easttown type of True Detective parody, but then it switches into kind of parodying all the witch movies and stuff like Wizard of Oz, The Craft, stuff like that. So it has that going for it. But the episodes are short. That's the one knock I have against it. You really get into it and suddenly it's credits. Yeah. So I'd like them to, like the last two episodes, they really could have made one episode and it would have been fine. But overall, the story is really, really interesting. And they did a really good last episode. The last episode really connects both to this season and also ties up a lot of WandaVision.
Okay. Hey, guys. Come on. We're at 47 likes. Can we please get 3 more likes? Did you hit like, Dan?
I did.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, I hit it on 2 different things. Both Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Again, sorry guys that Wolby fan couldn't make it. I know you guys would have preferred to have him on the air. Dan does drop a lot of news.
Yep, and then I also do a news broadcast on Tuesdays to kind of catch up everything that happens over the weekend. So.
I believe Topps published a short-lived series. I'll have to look for that. TJ, send me a link. You've got my email address.
I will say personally that I would love to see more of this. More of having different folks on the experience get together and kind of do a show together. You know, folks that you don't usually see in the same spot. I'd love to see more of this.
Yeah, we're closing out in a few minutes, Ruben. Just curious, when was the last time there was an Indiana Jones series? I can't remember.
I know Marvel did. Marvel did a
Dark Horse that did it last.
I think Dark Horse did it last. Marvel did like the original adaptations when the movies were coming out.
The 80s.
Yeah, and then Dark Horse did a run, but that's the last I remember.
Yeah. Indiana Jones, Dark Horse, My Comic Shop. Let's see. Dark Horse, 1992. You would think 1992 can't be the last time, can it? Oh, 1992 was Young Indiana Jones.
Right.
You got 2008. It looks like these are collections. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I guess Scholastic has the license. They put out a bunch of Indiana Jones. Yeah, I think Scholastic has it.
Well, you got some Disney contacts, you know. Maybe you could pry it away.
I doubt it. Get the feeling that one's a tough one. That's, you know what? Honestly, that's probably, considering Marvel's doing Star Wars, I would imagine that Marvel has all the say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and for all we know, Marvel is just waiting to put it out. All right, so everybody, thank you for being here. Sorry it wasn't Wolvie Fan. Obviously, he has a really good reason for not being here. Appreciate your sticking around, the 33 people who did stick around. See if we made it to 50 likes. We only went up one like to 48. Come on, guys, 2 more likes. So pray for Greg Hildebrandt. Pray for continue to pray for Brian Norton's mom and brother. Hug your loved ones. You never know. In this day and age, you never know. Be kind to each other. Let's make the world a little bit of a better place. Pray that the war in Israel and the war between Israel and Palestine ends, especially with the Hamas leader being killed. Pray that the war in the Ukraine ends. Pray that famine ends. Treat yourself right. Be happy with what you have. Never be jealous of what you don't. Keep going, Wolvie Fans. Power will be turned on soon. That's a good one. Yeah, pray for Greg. He's a great guy. Tonight at 9, you've got Nancy McCann, Comics Unlimited on The Experience. I don't think Bill Cox has anything tomorrow. Marcus, chime in if he does. Sunday night at 8, we got Ruben the Collector. Can you pop up Ruben's thing? Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Ruben the Collector. There we go, with Jeff Wedding. Okay, so Bill does not have anything tomorrow. Sunday at 8, okay, we're with Ruben. Look at how svelte Ruben looks. Monday at 5, Miss Jen will have her interview show. 6 o'clock, Comic Collectibles with Rex and John. 11 o'clock, Best Coast Comics. Tuesday at 7 in stores this week. 8 o'clock, Minhunter Comics. 10 o'clock, Henri. Wednesday at 7, Comic Collectibles with Rex. Chuck Pino's on break, so 9 o'clock, 360 Comics. Wednesday at 5 is Dan. Please stick in for Dan's. That'll be great.
Thursday, yeah.
All right, so 28th Monday, so we'll talk about that next week, Corey. So Dan's at 5 on Thursday. 7 o'clock is What's in the Box. 8 o'clock is Geek Chat. And then 10 o'clock is Bug Park. I stopped yawning for a while, but it finally caught back up to me. And then Friday at 7, you're stuck with me again. And I'll have some Blockbuster items for sale next week. Everybody take care. Huh?
Can I answer TJ's question real quick?
Yeah.
TJ, the rumor about the Disney bean counters wanting Phoenix or Galactus mentioned in a galaxy far, far away, that comes from a pitch that was made of a What If episode that would cross over Marvel and Star Wars. It was rejected by the powers that be. They don't want the two crossed over, but that's where the basic idea comes from. It was an idea for a What If episode in the first season that got nullified. There's no truth that that's in the works or anything. So,
and by the way, if everybody can leave a message after the show ends at the bottom, it helps our algorithm, so it's really appreciated. We are still 1 like away from 50. Everybody, love you all. Thank you for being here. Jay, take us away.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.